Okay.
Get my nails did, and my country people.
Wait. Tolu, first of all, you deleted the main room because I think you're sniffing.
Which main room did I delete?
See, it's okay.
Is water under the bridge? Shade, can you just move on?
Can we do sales?
Because you are.
Oh yeah, do sales.
Wait. Wait. So this is. I forgot to change.
Is that what you're wearing now?
No, I changed it. But let me just quickly do it.
It doesn't matter.
It's similar. Yes. So let me just do sales now. So this is also. Can people see it?
Yes, we can.
What do you think?
This buy one get one free.
I have this one now. You gave me this one. I still want my own last week. No, on Wednesday.
Listen, there's no buy one get one free, but the price has been slashed by 45%.
Okay.
So you can wear this to the gym. You can wear it to go out, like wear a jacket on top. And of course, black is our best seller because black covers a multitude of sin. But it's very fitted. See, can you see how tight it is? I've had this thing now for like 5 or 6 months. I've worn it so many times, but it's still so tight. You don't have to wear bra with it because it's nice and firm on the arm, on the leg. See? Yes. So
Not for yourself.
it has different colors. It comes in pink, blue, red, I think green, white, obviously. White. But black is
like what's obvious about white? I don't understand. Shade, can you keep it moving? What's obvious? You just want to speak English, obviously. Keep it moving, please.
So do you like it?
I said I have it. It's nice.
We're encouraging people to buy, not people that already own.
What color do you want next?
Green.
So, just scan the QR code to get this.
And you're on the way.
Right. Okay, so you can produce a show and move.
Okay.
Wait. Okay, all right, let's just get into it because, oh my goodness. Okay, so let's quickly listen to this video and we can get into it since we're not going to talk about the weather today. So why is your chest up like this?
It's the way I'm sitting now.
So wait, is that RCCG shirt you're wearing?
Yeah, so I'm a redeemer. No, I'm not. They gave me the shirts.
No, you're an HICCR.
Yes, they gave me the shirts.
Okay, let's watch video.
Maybe you are not meant to get married because your purpose does not require marriage. So this idea that people who choose not to get married, either at all or after a divorce or after whatever, that there's something inherently wrong with them is wrong. And a lot of those people too put themselves under pressure. You find people who want to get married, who have actually tried to get married, but who cannot get married. You find them feeling bad, feeling depressed, feeling down, feeling downcast. Why? Maybe you are not meant to get married because your purpose does not require marriage. Have you even stopped to ask yourself that? This one that you're trying to get married by all means. And every year you're putting yourself under pressure and you're sad and you are depressed and you are not happy and you have become a prayer point for everybody. Have you even stopped to ask yourself, is it necessary for my purpose or for my destiny? Do I even need to get married? Or am I doing it because society says that is what must be done?
So, you're the next to marry, Abby.
Sorry, what did you swallow this Friday afternoon? Tell me, what did you swallow? Just tell me.
It's a very innocent Idibia question.
Coming up. Anyway, so honestly, I don't know, because contrary to what Teji is saying, I understand him saying, well, maybe it's not in your purpose, but in the Bible, and I'm going to refer back to Genesis, where it does say man will leave his father's house, and cling to his wife, right? That statement is blanket, unless I'm wrong, because I feel like it is established one way or the other that that is how, human beings will expand, will evolve, and will acquire whatever it is, a partner, So for him to say it's not in your purpose to be married, but if I am standing on, and I'm talking on behalf of those who are Christians and actually believe in the Bible, a man should leave his father's house and become to his wife. So marriage is indeed part of your metamorphosis. Marriage should be part of your metamorphosis.
Is there anywhere in the Bible that says you must get married?
None that I have come across.
So I'm really, because I agree with what he's saying. Now, does the Bible say that it's a good thing? Yes. Does the Bible say this is how it should be done in terms of when you get married, you cleave? I don't think,
But the Bible says a man will leave, for all men, a man
Yes.
will leave his father's house
So
and
that's
cling to his wife.
Exactly. So the Bible is talking in the context of people who decide to get married.
No, it didn't speak to decision, Shade. That's not what that part of the Bible says. And I think please pull it up. That part of the Bible does not say it's a decision. It is an instruction. It's more or less an instruction.
I'm not saying that the instruction, I'm very, I agree with the instruction, but it's talking to people who are getting married. It's saying a man will leave his parents, his family, and cleave to his wife. For the people who are getting married.
That's not it. You are adding subsets for the people who are.
No,
that's not the subset.
I said, does the Bible say we must get married?
Not in literal words.
I literally just checked now. The Bible does not command everyone to get married. It presents marriage as good and a blessed institution, and also discusses the advantages of being single as well. 1 Corinthians 7:2. It is good to marry to avoid sexual immorality. But the Bible also presents singleness as a valid choice that allows for greater devotion to God. Ultimately, what I think the Bible is saying is it's a good personal choice. It's not a requirement to get to heaven.
No. Nobody says it's a requirement to get to heaven. The point is, a man will leave his father's house. All men must leave their father's house to cling to their wives.
So now you are adding subtext now. It didn't say all men must leave his father's house.
Some men, all men.
What is your own point exactly? Because I'm trying to understand your point before I say my own point. Because the thing is, the question is marriage for everybody? Now, and if you ask that question, no, it's not for everybody. Because even in the Bible that you are quoting, Jesus, no marry.
I tell you.
Elisha, no marry.
I tell you.
Elijah, no marry. John the Baptist, Ikuku, no marry. You know me say they no go heaven, no. So I don't understand. So I'm trying to understand your point. I agree with Shade. It's just a rule. It's just like a something like a guideline that the Bible is giving you that look, if you want to do this, you want to pencil and sharpener, marry. Do you understand? So it doesn't mean that
what the hell is pencil and sharpener?
You know what I mean now. You understand what I mean? So it's not, marriage is not for everybody, and I totally agree with Shad. It's not for, there's some people in this life that will be more fulfilled as a single person. Most people, the only reason why a lot of people get married, number one, children. Number two, companionship. But if you have a good relationship with yourself, you do not need like me now. I've come to a point where I just believe I can be on my own and just be happy. For me, my own was children. I love I like children. I want children. So that was why, we
dealt. That's why God gave you 2 children that are like sis.
But yeah, I agree with Shadi. Marriage is not for everyone. There's some people that would not marry, and it doesn't invalidate them.
Shadi, go ahead.
What I want to ask is, why does it seem like society is now the one that is making it because I feel like if we look at the context of the Bible, I've checked. The Bible does not instruct that you must marry. The one thing I know that the Bible does instruct is that you must believe in Jesus Christ as your personal Lord and Savior if you want to get to heaven. That's the instruction I know, because again, that is the end goal. Why does society want to paint it like no matter what you achieve as a human being, if you don't marry or reproduce, you failed? What is our goal as human beings or individuals who follow this higher being? What is our goal? Why does society want us to miss this goal to suit its own narrative? That is my question.
Well,
And to be clear, society we're talking about the black man society. It's not
No,
society
no,
everywhere.
generally,
no,
even
no.
abroad.
Even in Western world, because
Yeah.
that's what I was going to say. But Western world, if you look at it, they actually frown upon if you're a president, you're running for presidency in big places like United States, and you don't have see what happened to Trudeau when after he divorced. You see the way they dragged him in the media, and the other party, Polyverse party, says, "Oh, I'm my wife and blah blah blah." If you're not married and you don't have a wife and kids, is you can't become a president of a Western country. That's even the truth. That's go and check. Most times you can't. But
It's almost like you are not given the same, you're not accorded the same
respect,
level
yes.
of respect.
And I think that is more around positioning. So in your whatever position you hold as a person, right? And you're trying to climb that ladder of maybe career, or it's like running for governorship in Nigeria. At the time, allegedly, Sanwo-Olu was not with his wife. Allegedly, they were separated and they were not even living in the same house. And allegedly, some girl in Lagos State even had a child for him, right? Allegedly. And that's what you see, I'm adding allegedly, right? But he came into office and his wife was on his arm, like all was well and with the world. So I think that it's part of that institutionalized growth where if you want to climb this ladder, you want to move up, you want to do more in the society, you have to be married and you have to be with somebody. So
So I think in answering Shade's question about why it's so is because the world generally, there are some things that it is believed you must achieve. You have to leave a legacy. If you Before you die, you must leave a legacy. And a lot of people believe that in living a legacy, you are leaving kids as your legacy. Then aside that, if you look at the world, how do you want to multiply? How does the world want to become bigger? It's by having kids. So it's a natural phenomenon that everybody was introduced to culturally, that woman, man, marry, have children. So I think this is what we met. This is what we all grew up with, that you need to marry, you need to have kids just to be a member of a society. It is just recently that things have said, because even in the olden days before our time, I'm sure even in the Western world, forget even in the Western world, you have those Stepford wives stories and all that, submissive wives and all that. So you have to have been married actually to actually be a notable person, or to actually be someone that would have been reverenced in any part of the world. So I don't think it's something is cultural. Is
so
between
so
both
and
the adults.
so again, I think that so what we're saying here is now that people need to come to the point of acceptance where you realize that this might not really be in the cards for you, and you should not try to force it. Because what we find in our culture, and I mean I'm talking about back home, is that everybody, for a sense of purpose, they feel like my sense of purpose is tied to having children and being married.
There's a comment by Tony Tornado. He says, God also gives provision of free will. And I think that's it's just so important for us to remember. Free will is part of God's word. We have to give people the leeway to choose. Every time I mention that, oh, I don't want to have kids, or oh, I don't want to get married again, it's like always like a taboo. I have a friend, OG, for him, it's Shade, how can you not want kids? At least just one. And I don't understand this concept. You know what I mean? It's like, can I not choose? can I not just choose the path that I think is right for me? Like, one of the things I like that Tejo mentioned was, what if your purpose doesn't align with that? What if your purpose in life is not to have kids, not to be married? What if, like Oprah, for instance, maybe if Oprah had gotten married, maybe she wouldn't have been and done all the things she's done today. Should society give her less or more room because of that decision she made on her own free will, or should she, be clustered into the sheep mentality of, well, you're a woman, you have a womb, you must marry, you must have kids?
So the reason why it's like this is also because a lot of times people believe, and I guess I'm really one of them too, believe that people that decide not to have kids tend to be selfish.
And
If you
I'm
look at the
okay.
reason,
I'm selfish. That's also a free will.
and
I
if
have,
you look at the reason why, is because they do not want the baggage that comes with having to take care of kids, having to wake up, do the school runs, having to change their body type changing from size 8 to size 12, having to think about, financial problems and all that. So people just believe that this is just a selfish thing for anyone to do. Because if you are not selfish, tell me why you would not want to have children and bring children to this world.
but it's okay to be selfish as well.
Just give me.
Is it not? Is it, as in, like, it's okay to be selfish? It's okay to say, you know what, I want to be selfish about this. I think it's okay. Again, it goes back to free will. We should be able to, everybody should be able to exist in this universe with their choices. I don't want to have to think about, one small human being running me mad. No, I don't know. It is what it is. Um, let's see if there are any comments. Yes, Durabola says marriage is certainly not for everybody. I agree. I think find what works for you, embrace it with your full chest. But also realize that a bad marriage can derail you. A bad marriage can destroy you. A bad marriage can decimate you. And that's not coming from experience. I'm not speaking from
Yes.
experience. So, Dupe, do you want to get married?
So can we move on to the next
No, no,
topic,
no, no, no,
please?
no, no,
Like,
no,
I'm
no.
serious.
You need to
Adele
answer
just
the
told me to.
question.
Adele just said I should wake up.
You need to answer
But
the question. Do
no,
you
no,
want
no.
to get married?
Because I mean, listen.
I'm
Don't put me on
asking
this
now.
spot. I can't answer you.
Why?
I don't feel like. Can we move on to the next topic?
Wow, sounds testy. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, all right. Okay, let's go to the. No, 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 no. Okay, okay, let's do this people first. Let me see if T-Lad is back.
Adele,
Do Two Face first. Do Two Face first.
I feel you do too.
Uh,
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So, and the new boo effect. T-Lad has gone off again, but let me see. So wait, let's really talking about so Dupa, do you know who is on screen?
Two-Face.
And
This dark girl, dark.
who is she now?
I don't know who is she. His wife.
It's just, of course, don't you see them in
But
their traditional
it doesn't
attire?
look like her though.
She always looks different. She's a
Yeah,
phenomenon,
like she doesn't have
and that's
that.
a good thing. She's so different.
Yeah, she
She's so
is.
different.
Okay,
But
so what happened to them?
nothing. I mean, I think I just thought it was important that we talk about marriage in the context of Two-Face and his wife
New boo.
Natasha, and the new. So it's the controversy around Two-Face and his new wife. I mean, with what happened with Annie and all of that, they usually just share this information with us without us asking. Thankfully, it gives us content. But so recently, there was an alleged report that they had an altercation, a physical altercation while they were in the UK, and he couldn't perform at an event because of the altercation. But they now came out with a video saying, hey, you know, it's all lies, that everything is okay. And she's always, you know, she's very, you know, open about their love and, you know, how they're enjoying their life.
It's been what? How many months now since
I don't know if it's been up to a year. I'm
Okay.
like, but again, we don't know how long they've been together before
Together.
they announced it to us. Their online in-laws. I'm just, you know, I'm such a huge fan of Two Face's music. Huge fan. Remember Two Face? What Two Face did for us when we were in Benin?
Yeah.
How much his music really helped us on those days when we were just bored.
I mean, yeah, you can't take that away from him, to be
His
honest.
music is amazing. I think he's just, but you know, one of the things I realize is no matter what, as a man, because you've said this to me before, it doesn't matter what men do, there's always one woman waiting to marry. There's always one woman waiting. So look, how did you reach house so fast like this?
It's just I was just down the road.
Okay. All right. Somebody's arm. Whose arm is that?
Who else?
Let's see her. Let's see now. Let's go. Let's look at her face.
She's shy.
So,
You
Tolu,
see
you have more info on this. Give us more info on this.
Okay, so basically, the reason why these guys are actually going viral is because, first of all, people were not even happy with the way it ended with his first wife. I think I'm not sure if we ever mentioned that before, but I mean, a lot were not happy with the way he left her at her low point. And after he left her at a low point, he decides he's marrying someone else, which is fine. But I mean, he just did Annie dirty, which I love. And that's why right now most Nigerians are even backing Annie up. And that's why any bad news about Two Face, you see the way they carry it. So the last gist really about him was that they went to the UK. They went to the UK for a show, and he got arrested because they were both fighting.
Allegedly.
Yes, I'm not sure if it's true, but the people that said it was true, people that claimed they were there, they claimed they were there. So allegedly, they were both fighting.
So they're already fighting.
Is it not? Is it
Is there 5 o'clock?
No, but Shade, you just said new boo effect. Like at this point, should they be fighting?
Yeah. So the
You know what I mean?
the new boo effect there is that when it first started, right? You know the craze about my new wife, everywhere he goes. I mean, he's getting a lot of from the south where she's from, because she's Benidion's granddaughter, and I'm sure right now he'll probably be getting contract and all those things. So if she's going to her office as a she used to be a Senate speaker, House speaker, but I don't think she was re-elected after her tenure. But he goes to the office behind, that kind of thing. So that's the new big effect there. But he goes to London, and they said they fought, and they called police for him, and they put him in prison. They put him in jail or whatever. So he missed the show. And although, I mean, he did an interview afterwards saying, "Oh, that's not true, that he had a health scare." So,
I mean, and that's possible.
For me, what everybody's just really saying now is that, look, karma. You see how you treated Annie? This babe is going to show you 10 times. 10 times. She's going to show you 10 times shaggy. That's what Nigerians are just saying. And I'm with that flow because I just don't like what he did. I find no relationship is perfect. I know they had their ups and their downs, but come on. This girl stayed with you after baby mama number 1, baby mama number 2, baby mama number 3, and you still did her dirty. I mean, come on.
But you know that she stayed out of her own volition, right? It was a
Because
decision
yeah, let me tell you something about love. That emotion, you can't explain it. It can make you do foolish things, and that was what her problem was. She just loved.
Because I don't want us to completely put this blame on Two-Face, because you know what I mean? Like we're saying, oh, she stayed with you. And you also knew what she was getting into, and you knew for a fact that even before she was married to Two-Face, he had baby mamas and he had children, right? And so she chose, this was her decision. There was no gun to her head. It wasn't like they said, oh, if you don't marry Two-Face, you will die. No, she chose to stick with Two-Face, Idibia. And so it was a choice she made. And so in her choices, you know how they said there are consequences for your actions, right? That's what has happened here. And I'm not saying what he did was fair, don't get me wrong. And I'm not even supporting Two-Face. Neither am I supporting Annie. I'm just saying that everybody went into it with their eyes clear. And so whatever comes out of it, you take it. Like a big boy or a big girl,
My
and then you
concern is
move
that
on.
what everybody's just saying is that everybody's just saying this may end up just being another Annie and Two-Face, but this time Two-Face will be the Annie.
So I want to say something. As much as I love Two-Face's music, I think he's a legend when it comes to being a singer and artist. I do not think that Two-Face was brought up properly. I think that he really, really lacks a lot of emotional intelligence as a man in his 50s. And emotional intelligence is not something that comes with age. It's something that comes with experience and realization and reevaluating yourself. I feel like when that happened with Annie, he should have taken that time to go reevaluate his decisions himself. I mean, Two-Face has at least, I think, 7 children. You know what I mean? And again, children are a blessing, but also children take a toll on your finances. And so I feel like him jumping into a new relationship tells me that he cannot function alone first. I think he's one of those men that don't know how to function alone. They need a partner, they need a wife. And that's why he puts himself in situations where he has to be with someone. And that for me is where I say he lacks that emotional intelligence, because once you start to really evaluate your decisions, you will know that there are times when you also need to be with just yourself. And I think that's something that Two-Face lacks generally. I think that he just needs to really grow up, because a lot of the things that happened with Annie, while I know Annie used to give us information about what was going on, and yes, she had
Gave who information?
her in-laws
Gave
online.
you. Okay,
Her
okay.
in-laws online, not me personally. She used to give us generally. Did we ask them for this information? We didn't ask them, that they used to give us. While she used to give us this information, the truth is the reaction is what you must always ask. What is Two-Face's reaction when this happened? I remember when this happened, and he came out and they did a whole video about it, and people were like saying, oh, he was hacked, and he came out again to say, no, I was not hacked. It's like, bruh, calm down. You doth protest a bit too much. And then before we know it, he's showing us his new person who he's getting married to. And it's like, take the time. Take a break.
Shade, wait, you said he lacks emotional intelligence, but it's funny because same dude told you just discussed and no finish school. Some people he has no exposure. Forget that he's a legend or he's doing so well when it comes to music. Two-Face does not have the right exposure to even make valid decisions for his life or for
At
himself.
what point? How can we still be
Because-
making that kind of excuse? He's 50
because-
something.
It doesn't matter because here is somebody who you said, oh, he cannot do without a partner, but yet he has a partner and still has partners that he's cheating with. I mean, case in point, when he was with Annie, because she confirmed that, right? So you're with somebody, you're married to them. Let's assume it's because you don't want to be by yourself, but you're still able to have side chicks that you're sleeping around with. So what's the problem?
He has the mental acuity to tell us on Young, African, and Famous that he cannot be with one person. So he does have a level of intelligence to be able to articulate that. So my issue is, at what point do we say grow up? And you say lack of exposure.
But you see, if this auntie, this dark witch auntie lives tomorrow,
What did you call her?
this dark witch auntie, she leaves tomorrow. Shade, there are tons of girls waiting to be Mrs. Idibia, innocent Idibia. I'm telling you this free of charge. So whether you like it or not, Two-Face will forever be our sweetheart. Women, the
Now,
sweetheart of the women.
Me, do you want to know my own personal, and this is just my own personal opinion about him? I feel that he had reached a point where he was broke. Forget, yes, 7 children take a toll on you.
Mhm.
I said this is my own opinion. I feel he had reached a point where he was broke. He needed money. He just cashed in on this auntie, and he just wants to use her to just clean out
Cash out.
cash. That's just my own personal opinion. I might be wrong, but that's what I just think. I just think he's with this chick for her money. That's all. And
Okay.
when I say money, I'm talking about connections and all those kind of things that he's going to get from the family. That's
Yeah.
just, I think that is my personal opinion. So I'm not sure.
Possible.
I don't really think he loves her, but I think she loves him because Two Face has always been everybody's sweetheart. He's the guy that everybody had a crush on. So I believe that she probably does love him, and she has probably had a crush on him for a long time. Okay, this one, don't worry.
What I ordered versus what I got is what she's about to see.
Wait. Let's move to the next story real quick, because these two people on the screen right now, they crack me the f up. I won't lie to you. I really just wanted to take time to acknowledge what's her name, Tolu, please.
Inka Fiesen.
Tolu knows her full government name. This Tolu is just wrong.
What's her name?
Inka Fiesen.
So she's from the southwest,
She's
western
Yoruba.
part of Nigeria.
She's Yoruba. I think that's the Fiesen is her ex-husband's name. The husband-
Name. Okay.
Yes.
He was his white.
Okay, so who are these people? Tell us, please.
Ajanaku or something. I can't remember her
So
surname.
so on the left is Linc Edochie, Yule's older brother,
Okay.
and that's his ex-girlfriend. As Tolu just said, Yinka Thiesen. Honestly, I'm a big fan of Yinka Thiesen. She cracks me up, I swear. Oh my god. Waka
Okay,
Diary
Tolu,
says,
what's their story?
sorry,
Okay.
Waka Diary says social media has become the ruin of so many homes. Bring back shame. Not everything should be posted.
And I agree with him. It's a 100%. 101%.
So, because you see, her comment even applies to these two. Tolu, please go ahead and give us the breakdown of these two amazing human beings.
So basically, Yinka and Link were dating, then they got engaged. So they've been doing it on the down low. I mean, nobody really knew about it. But the day he proposed to her was the day she decided to bring it out. And that same week that she decided to bring it out was the same week he broke up with her. Now, the reason why he broke up with her was because she became very loud. Because of course, when you come out online and say you're engaged to Linc Edochie, first of all, everybody's going to wonder who is she? People don't even know who Link was really. So the people that started
I didn't until now.
started digging and okay, no problem. We're happy for you. She's 50, she's in her 50s, right? She's American, she's an American citizen. So people at the background are saying maybe he's looking for papers, whatever. That was the alleged statements we were making and everything. But fine, they were engaged and she started talking, and that process that she was talking, people were trying to like, okay, so where are you coming from? Who are you and everything? And people now started finding out that she had been supporting, first of all, she was supporting May, who is
Use X. Use X.
Yes, I mean, she had always been a supporter of May and everything. And, later she turns back. It's a long story, but later she turns left and starts supporting Judy. She sends Judy's, people are speculating that there was one time, there was a time May dropped a car. She just bought a brand new Range Rover or something. Judy now posted that, Auntie why in America sends car to my child, now posted a Range Rover too. So she started supporting Judy. Now the problem with anybody that supports Judy is that, and that is one of the biggest problems we have in Nigeria. It is, what do you call those guys? Those people that will come after you, beehives, trolls. So people now started trolling her that because she was supporting Judy. People started trolling Yinka that how can you be supporting Judy, blah blah blah. You the way they never marry, because they're not even married her, they just engaged, she was just engaged. You where they never marry, you're supporting Judy, blah blah blah, Judy that nobody supports. And so people started insulting her. They now went to go and bring her history that they claimed that while she was married to her white husband, they claimed, I mean, it was alleged that she was having an affair with a popular politician that is very notorious. I won't mention his name, but he's a very notorious politician that is
Did you
from.
know Malay? I was kidding.
But just mention the name now and add allegedly now.
I was kidding.
But I already mentioned the name.
Okay.
So it was just alleged.
I just picked out a name randomly.
I mean, it could have been, looking at her, it could either a Dino, an FFK, or a Reno.
No, I think
all of those people are in the same WhatsApp group.
One of the two, but I think it was Dino, but it was alleged. So people, they brought out her story, they brought out her history, they brought out her kids, everything. So they all the insults. But because she now wanted to now use this to now capitalize on making herself popular so that she can start gaining money. So she will now be saying, "Oh, thank you for the insult, blah blah blah. God bless you." One thing. You know, she will try not to attack. Then she will attack. She will try tomorrow. She will keep quiet. Next tomorrow, I have headache. I have leg pain. The doctor removed this from my back. It's because of May. She now said it was May that caused her problems. Meanwhile, May all throughout this time, May has not said anything. No, it is those May nations, May people that are insulting her. May has embarrassed me. May has disgraced. May has done this. May release my phone number. I'm going to release May's phone number. I'm going to release May's chat. That chat we never say until today. I'm going to release May's chat to tell you the kind of person May is. Blah blah blah. This May, that May, this May. So that week, the guy left her. So it was all quiet. Then she comes back and she says, "Oh yes, no problem. I left him. He did this. He came to the side of the story and he says, look." She exposed my family. She was all out there and everything. And, I really did appreciate that. But, all is well. It's good. But she's in Yankee. She's not saying, well, let's hope you can find someone that is an American citizen, blah, 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 like me, one thing. Recently, he posted a picture. He didn't post a picture of anybody. He just posted a statement and says, "Oh, come by me from the gym or something." I can't remember. And he says, "Let me go home to my woman that will make me dinner." Something, just something. And she goes like, "Can she ever be like me? She can never be like me." Then someone now leaks a video or a message that she had sent to him, begging him. So it now looked like she was begging, but she wasn't begging him. It was just an old video message I sent when the issue first started. So people are now insulting her. You're even begging this man that has moved on, you can't move on. So it always looks as if but it's just people just dragging her, and they're still dragging her like generator, and they'll still keep on dragging her. Your new girlfriend can never be like me. Yeah, you're now dating a local champion.
Wait. Does it feel like she is enjoying it? Or is that she cannot move on from him?
No, I'm sure she has moved on from him. She's using this, yes, she's just using this period to capitalize on trying to make a name for herself so that she can start getting financial.
So she's in the same boat as Jude and you.
Exactly.
They rang their bell now and they're in the town square going just dancing.
Because the truth is that if you check the internet, it's not people don't carry her story again. It's just one or two people. Stella, Gimme Coco, she carries her story.
Stella is a fan. I'm a fan of Yinka.
So Stella carries her. So Stella is even the only person helping this auntie. Apart from Stella, I don't see anybody else carrying her own story. So really, so that was it. It's just 1 week engagement that spoiled because of her mouth and her attitude. The end. There was nothing. And in all this, May has been no tarnish, no skin on me.
Oh, good Lord.
It's just, it's mind-blowing that how people, so this for me just leads to the topic of, do you keep your relationship private or do you put it on social media? Is there a benefit or is there a downside to it?
She has learned her lesson.
If she had kept quiet, would any of this have happened?
She has learned her lesson, I'm sure.
Also, we need to ask: is it wrong for her to be happy that she's getting engaged? And
but with the social media validate your happiness. If you get engaged,
that's the question. What's your business with social media? Does it change anything? Does it add money in your bank account? A private life is a happy life. And this Linc, like I said, I didn't even know of Linc until today. So imagine if he's the type also who wants his everything he does private, and one girl decides that no, she wants to always be on social media. For some people, it's a turn off.
Yeah, she exposed a lot of other things about Yu's family that people didn't even know about his kids. I know it was just unsavory. So
Exactly.
I say
So
what is killing our world today is social media. If there was no social media,
absolutely.
people will not need to show off. People will not be doing, there won't be increased rituals, increased runs, girls, and everything. Because at the end of the day, if you see, okay, let me give you examples. I'll give you different examples. People that are doing BBL, BBM, whatever. Why are they doing
Just a BBM.
BBM, 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 whatever? Why are they doing it? Because there's two sets. They're the ones that are doing it for runs normally. But that runs is not really paying them because they can't go and stand on the road. One of the days when you could know the best way is to get it on social media, advertise yourself, and they will call you, they will chat you and whatever. People that are driving flashy cars, how do they want you to know that you are driving flashy cars if you don't put on social media, or people that are buying houses? Social media is what's killing the world. If there was no social media, people will not need to flaunt. And if people don't need to flaunt, we don't need to know anything. People will be happy. Social media is
I you know what's funny is that
killing us.
nobody cares about these conversations. Nobody truly. I mean, people will use it for the
It.
pastime and move on. Nobody cares what's going on in
That's
your
the thing.
private life.
And you know, the annoying thing is that
Nobody.
people keep on saying you are giving this person validation. Like, for instance, when Stella posts in Canada, they'll say you're giving her validation. It's not bringing us comments. You're commenting by giving. So, of course, that is now the girl will now be thinking she's becoming famous when 100 people have commented.
But that's how they. Was that not how they made Nkechi Blessing famous? This is part of the madness.
Blessing is an actress. You're
Is
talking.
she?
No, you're talking about CEO
Who?
Blessing. Blessing
Oh,
CEO
they are two different people.
Blessings. Yes, please. Nkechi Blessing is an actress.
Okay, share one of them. This is how it's. Even everything I know about Bobrisky is social. I didn't need to know
Don't talk about
Bobrisky.
my Bob.
Do you understand? So a lot of these people, you realize that it is social media. I have
Social
no
media
business
is
knowing who
killing,
they are, what
is
they
killing
do,
us.
or where they feed. To be
Telling you,
honest,
But social media has
everybody just
also
wants
created.
to.
Social media has also created a lot of jobs, has created exposure for a lot of things that were hidden. It has increased the amount of people who have access to real life
Yes,
opportunities.
if it is being used properly.
But it's
Yes,
like anything else. People just take excessively.
it's
I don't think
painful.
that we can just wipe social media.
so now that Link has said he's not doing again, what's her plan?
She's still giving us updates. She gave us an update recently
The
that
girl is even stupid. She thinks she's the only single American girl that has passports to give Link. I'm sure there are girls in Link's DM as we speak. Men are deprived.
see,
No
apart
this
from that,
and no peace.
US passport is not the price anymore. Canadian passport, hello, hello, hello,
What is in Canadian passport?
is better than US passport right now.
Says who?
Says people who are singing about Canada.
What I'm saying is this girl thinks that, oh, he will find Shade in the inbox right now. If I check his DM, Australia, New Zealand, she thinks it's about you. They are ready to give him the pali. He doesn't even need to cough too much. She should go and rest. At least now, hopefully she learns from this her faux pas and then she can move on.
We are giving Waka Diaries. Amy, if you are giving her all the gist of what's going on, she said she needs to catch up on these people. Don't catch up. Oh. Don't, it's a dark hole. Don't catch up.
Amy, if they have nothing to offer anybody,
Oh
don't
my
worry
God.
yourself.
Let's do our final story, I beg, before we go.
Do we have time for it?
Yes, we have 10 more minutes. Quick.
Okay.
Let me.
On the
Names,
know, I
addresses?
needed to know. I have
Oh
to.
my God.
I wanted to know her list.
Of who she
I want to
Names,
know. I
addresses?
needed to know. I have
Oh
to.
my God.
And I'm going to tell you why, though. I want to know because before I sit up here and really keep moving and elevating our relationship, I want to know who got one up on me. And if I'm willing to take on that burden, because why I want to know, if you had any type of relationship, intimacy, experiences with people that I really know, I need to know that. I'm owed that. Because if you don't give me that, you got me, hey y'all, this my girl, and you got somebody over there in that corner like, that nigga don't know. What's up, my boy? You good? She bad, ain't she? Yeah, that's mine. Baby, you want some juice? You want some punch? Matter of
But
fact,
you're a special man because a lot of they're too insecure to actually really hear
I'm
that.
not- that has
You're a
nothing
special
to,
man.
That has nothing to do with insecurity. But this is where I want women to understand. If she had been with somebody that was close to me, I would have had to respectfully, I'm not there yet. I can't.
Not that grown yet.
I can't carry that weight yet.
Right.
You cool, you're beautiful, but baby, that's my teammate.
Right.
Baby, we see each other too much. We in the same rooms. And even though he a good dude, my ego is gonna be, yeah.
So, can you people hear what this man is saying?
Yeah.
Yep. We heard him loud and clear.
What do you people think about this madman?
Well, personally, I kind of like agree with him, but maybe not an official list. Now, the reason why I might agree with him is because it for the kind of obviously he's referencing people that in the same circle with him. If you're dating girls in the same circle, and let me explain what I mean for a second. So if there's some men that you marry, right? When they want to go and cheat, they won't cheat with girls in the same circle with you. They'll probably go and cheat with low lives so that you know. But this kind of guy, maybe it's kind of guy that is cheating or is going to sleep with someone outside the same circle. So he wants to know because he has been around. This is obviously exactly for that. He himself he has been around. He wants to make sure that that woman too has not been around because it's embarrassing. It is actually embarrassing for a guy to go out and you're sitting on the same table with your wife and the guy that has probably slept with your wife and you know the guy is now looking at you and what are you feeling like? Maybe two of you are even posing and feeling like cute couple goals in his mind. The other guy in his mind be like, oh, something where we don't.
I think what is good for the goose is good for the gander. The
It
way
is.
he's embarrassed is the way even a normal woman, also should be embarrassed in
But
that
the truth is
setting.
that women have not reached that level to want to be embarrassed.
Unfortunately, yes, we find ourselves where women are, ready to settle for mediocrity. They're ready to settle for, just to be with a man. You find that a lot of women are easy to accept every and anything.
Yes, now if women
But
can
I feel like
ah,
if he exactly you
wife,
get so
seventh
if
wife,
he's do you understand 20th Oni, how many does he have? Not 20. So if Oni of Ife, so if he's asking for that sort of list, I think by extension the woman too should be able to ask him for his own list. Let it be fair and square. You can't sit down there and be forming your ego, my pride, my damage, my heart. Let all of us be ego hearts then, because he might have slept with her friend and she can't, it might be unforgivable for her as well,
finish unforgivable.
Wait, but what I was going to ask is, why doesn't he just marry a virgin? Why doesn't he just date a virgin? Because this person we're talking about is not even, this is his third baby mama, and I think his seventh child. He's never been married to any of the baby mamas. Why didn't he just marry a virgin? So you don't have to
I
ask for
say the irony is that that's women, we're a special breed.
That's
Women
just
are a special breed. Because even if this Jasmine says she's not even doing again, Tanisha,
will be ready.
Laquisha, Sunisha, they will line up.
So this for me takes me to the point where, for me, it feels like women, we don't have standards when it comes to relationships.
A lot of women don't actually.
A lot of women
don't.
They look at a man and says, oh, he's interested in me. Oh, he has money. Oh, he can take care of me. And they don't, that's because those are not standards. Those are just things that are nice, that are happening for the people. What is your own standard as an individual? A lot of people don't have standards, especially women. Because as much as what he's saying is a load of crap, because this kind of thing has happened to me before, it tells me more about him as a human being. But then, like you just said, Dupe, there are a lot of women who, like this lady who's talking with him, she was praising him and saying, "Oh yeah, yeah." She's looking for a man like she's look because he used to be an athlete, so he probably has a lot of money, and she's like, she wants that kind of man. They don't mind, and that's my problem with women. We don't set standards. You can't have standards unless you set. You don't. They don't. We don't set standards. We're
Mm-mm.
just looking for who can take care of me, and that's not a standard.
It's not. Absolutely.
I know the truth is that even when the woman gets to the point where she can take care of herself, she still won't set a standard for herself because then she's not afraid that she's too much for a guy. So let her just drop down and pick anyone that is. Do you understand? That's just the cruel world we live in.
Wait. Why are we blaming the world? This has women making their decisions. How is this the world now?
The same way I told you earlier, Annie made her decision. Oh, let's not put this on two-faced.
This is not the world.
You
This
make your
man,
decision. You see these
if you
things
go
and
to
you still go
Google,
ahead.
If you go to Google and type his name in, you will see all the women and all the baby mamas. He's not hiding the facts of any of this. He's not. It's like Nick Cannon and his family tree. They don't hide this. There's no hidden agenda when they're saying these things. In fact, let me shock you. The baby mama he's talking about, she put a comment section in the comment section and said, "I'm so happy he has my list. It's a huge weight off my shoulders." This is what she said. She's happy he has the list.
List
So
that will still use against you in the court of law.
Seriously?
The only solution to this is that women should start thinking like men. When women start asking for lists too, when we start behaving like that, okay, we want to see your list.
But see, I like what you said, and this is what people. Someone like Lori Harvey, she does that a lot. I think like she thinks like a man, but she gets dragged because people say, "Oh, she's dating," and before you know it, she has moved on, but she gets dragged.
Because don't forget this, they don't weigh women and men with the same standards generally. You look at, so if a woman comes and even tells you she's had maybe 5 sexual partners and a man says I've had 20, they will frown. Nobody will frown
Let
at the
me
man.
give you the word for that. If
You
a guy
know?
says I've had 20 sexual partners, he's seen as a stud. But if a woman says she's had 20 sexual
5, even say 5.
she's seen as a what? Slut.
Exactly. So the brush they use to paint men in our world, they don't use it for women. There's no grace when it comes to the woman. The men always have grace. Till say that even if tomorrow he yanks off the girl's head that he's with and kills her, he will get grace. Somebody will write him letter in jail saying, "I will be on this other side waiting for you. When you come out, I will marry you."
That is why I said
Grace.
we need to change, we need to turn the tables around.
Oh my
That's just it. I was reading a story yesterday of one woman that's married that said her husband said, "I'm bringing my mother to the house, blah blah blah. She's ill, and we're going to start taking care of her." And the woman was like, "You didn't discuss with me. We are living in a 2-bedroom apartment. We have 2 kids. I have a baby and a 3-year-old." The husband said, "Well, I don't care, but we're going to do this, and you have to submit to me." I know when I was reading her story, I was even getting around that. She said she didn't say anything. She said, "Okay, no problem." She just kept quiet. The mother came. When the mother came, next thing, the husband said, "Make sure you're cooking for her. Make sure you're cleaning up." And the girl was like, "But I'm taking care of a baby. Why can't you call your sister to go?" The husband said, "No, it's my duty as the firstborn, and now I'm passing on duty to you." The girl said, "No problem." She packed her load and she went to her father's house. When she got to her father's house, the guy now called the father. I said, "Tell my wife that blah blah blah." Father said, "Please, can you send her bride price back because she's not even marrying again because of this thing you have done." The guy now calmed down and he's not upset. The guy's father said, "Please get off my phone." So the guy now starts taking care of the mother. He now sees that things are hard. He now calls his wife, "Where is this thing? Where is that thing?" The father said, "Do not call my daughter again. And please send this bride price. You're disturbing her." The guy now comes to beg and everything.
That's a great father.
Sister to come and take care of the wife, and to come and take care of her mother. Eventually, at the end of the day, they call the sister. The sister now calls the girl says there's a group there in a family group where the sister was now insulting the girl that imagine what rubbish they're not making me take care of the. Nobody wanted to take care of the woman. It's now her. They're now and she has a daughter. Her own daughter doesn't want to take care of her. So why is it the daughter-in-law that's taking care of? So my point here is that this girl, she didn't talk too much. women, we shouldn't don't just talk too much. Just do what you need to do. Flip the table around. Now the guy is the one begging that please come back home. The woman said she's not even going back home because she has seen the kind of husband that she has. This one is not husband. So when women start standing up for themselves and start saying, I sent you guys one message today. So as when I was reading it, I resonated with it. The day we stop dragging ourselves and stop saying, I'm being nice, I'm being good. That's the day you start earning your respects. That's the thing. So it's up to it's on our table as women to actually just flip the table. We need to do that as women. Flip that table and show
Okay.
them.
So y'all should ask your partners for their D list.
Exactly. If they're asking me, like Dukwa said, if you're asking me, give me your own two now. Let's know.
Maybe he gave. Maybe let's assume he gave her.
I don't even think that
He would
guy.
have said it. He has a lot of arrogance
Yes, he
in
has
his
an ego. I don't
So
think
he would have actually said it to her to say, well, she asked for money and I provided, that kind of thing. So I doubt he did. But hey, anything that rocks their boats, it's just that this rocking of boats
The problem is such men are just attractive somehow to women.
even the one, did you hear me? The one in prison, they are waiting for him on the other side. So when you come out, sir, I'm your number one fan. I'm here waiting to marry you. What are you talking about? What's that Jamaican artist that they were telling us that went to, what's his name?
Vibes Cartel.
The babe he's with, she was writing him while he was in prison. Then when he got out, they started dating. So what are you talking? You've said it all. The standard the women have for men is very low. I think we need to just
They
raise
don't
it up
have
a
any
little.
standards at all. You are giving them some. They don't. There's zero standard. The standard. Most women, if he looks in your
Let
direction,
me ask a question. Why is it so okay for a single, never been married, no kids girl, lady to settle for a man who's previously been married, maybe twice, previously married, has children? Do you understand? What's before it used to be, if you're in that category of divorce, find your divorce type now, you get. But now there are girls who will not even think twice. They will marry this person in a heartbeat. They don't think about it. So that's why you're right when you say there's no standard, because, and at that point, you take on all that baggage that he comes with, and you still don't have certain standards for yourself. Sister, what are we doing? What exactly are we doing?
okay, we have been talking for 1 hour. 1 hour.
Well, this was an interesting conversation.
So every Friday, 4 p.m. EST, 2 p.m. MST, 9 p.m.
Why are you sounding like they gave you slate to read it? 2 p.m. What the hell is that?
I'm an Arise correspondent. Join us next week for another entertaining episode of Opinions Out Loud.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Subscribe. We have to.
You should have dropped the link. I don't have that link.
I forgot. We'll do it next week.
Okay, we'll do it.
All right, everyone. Join us next week. We'll be here again. We are not going anywhere. Every Friday. Do not be missed.
Bye.
Do not be missed.
Bye.